3 minutes. That's all I have to do. I'm having my own challenge, and it is to come on here and speak every single day for a minimum of 3 minutes, which shouldn't be hard because I feel like I've been yapping my whole life, since certified yapper and professional yapper is now the terminology for those of us who have always been verbose. If you've ever been that kid that got on the report card, is very smart, but distracts others while talking, raise your hand, because that's me. Well, somehow, even though I was born to talk, I have lost my comfortability on camera. And nothing that is built happens in a day, it is built over time. So I have created this challenge for myself to show up for the next 90 days and just speak and just journal. I'm not going to specifically promote this. I just want to come on here and feel comfortable speaking authentically and not overthinking in my brain. So today I'll introduce myself. My name is Marjani. I'm 34 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. I own a charcuterie company in Atlanta. And I am I am currently transitioning my life to explore different career paths. Not leaving my business behind, but adding on to what I've already established, and one of which is becoming a personal trainer and building a brand around that. Other parts of which is traveling more. I've spent the last 5 years building my business nonstop and not taking any vacations and doing it by myself. And I want to spend more time traveling. And also discovering who I am outside of work. I don't know if I would say a self-described, or self-proclaimed workaholic, but other people would call me that. And that's not to say that that's necessarily a bad thing, because I think I've always been fortunate enough to operate in a passion area or an interest area. So it's very easy for me to want to work a lot, but also I want to learn how to rest, and I want to learn who I am in a state of rest. And I know that that's not a luxury that a lot of people get to have, but because I am a single woman with no kids and various opportunities in which pathway I want to go, I feel like it would be, I don't want to say a waste, but definitely a travesty for me not to explore those things. And I believe that in order for me to experience that, I need to really operate in my zone of genius. And this concept of Ikigai, operating in that space between what you love, what you're good at. 3 minutes is up, guys, and I'm still yapping. Looks like I'm an expert already. No, but yes, Ikigai, what you're good at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. Is that right? We'll have to double check that. Let me double check. Let's see. Okay, so overall, Japanese concept referring to something that gives a person a sense of purpose or a reason for living. And for me, that's connection. I am very passionate about learning. I've always loved exploring and researching and learning new things, and then taking those concepts and finding how they parallel or have through lines to other concepts or experiences or instances in history. I specifically love the alignment between nature and what we examine with human behavior, and how sometimes we separate ourselves from it, but a lot of the systems are very much the same. Anyway, without going on a tangent, I believe that my gift is speaking to those things, and I used to do that so easily and without overthinking it. And I went through a period of transition in my life, as most of us did through the pandemic. But not only was I going through the pandemic, I'd left my job of 4 years to start a business. My relationship of 10 years was falling apart, and I did not know what life really was going to look like. And so with good reason, I shifted a lot of my energy into building my business and healing internally. But because of that, it also meant I had to take a step back. I wasn't producing content that really was as forward facing as I used to. And because of that, I was out of practice. And you know what they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. And not that I've lost my gift for speaking, obviously, but I definitely need to strengthen that muscle of feeling comfortable speaking without overthinking. I think that is a gift of speaking in alignment. I'm not worrying about perfection. And I know that things can get really dicey on the internet, but I want to feel comfortable and affirmed with what I'm saying. And I think that I speak the best when I do that. So this is my challenge to myself, whether no one watches it or, maybe it will be helpful to you to just get up here and speak and not care about the numbers and not care about who's watching. If anything, hope that no one's watching and you can just go on here and talk to yourself and build that muscle privately and see what happens along the way. That's not to say I won't create curated content. This is what I would consider capture content, where I'm just genuinely talking. There's nothing really aesthetic about it. There's nothing planned. I didn't even fix the pillows in the back. There's really nothing going on for me to be like, I curated this experience. I just sat down and put my camera down. I want to feel more comfortable doing that because I enjoy that. So when I find that I have a mental block, whenever I find that there's something I can't do or that I have trouble with or I'm procrastinating, my immediate response is try to attack it, because I'm not a fan of procrastination in myself. I personally when I find that I'm procrastinating or I'm finding that I'm avoiding something, or even that there's a gap between what I know and what I need to know, even if that's a skill, I'm like, okay, bam, now I know that I don't know it, and I'm going to fill in that gap with knowledge, with experience, with whatever I need to, because you don't know what you don't know. But the minute you do know what you don't know, now you can go figure it out. And that's powerful because now you know it and you can apply that knowledge to something else, right? Are you feeling what I'm saying? So don't feel... A lot of times some people feel off-put learning something new that they didn't know because our identity is so wrapped up in the concepts of what we do know and how we've aligned with them. But if you look at it as a addition, like a power-up in a video game where you get a new tool every time you learn something that you didn't know, now you can go develop that skill, or you can go get that treasure. It's like getting a map of where some treasure is and you're like, oh, I didn't even know there was treasure over there. Now I do. I just need to get through this maze and get the treasure. Boom. And now with that treasure, I can go do X, Y, and Z. And I very much think information and skill gaps are the same way, but often people are shamed so much that shame does what it does. And it's a debilitating emotion, and it is often off-putting from people to start, which is why people don't start, which is why probably I also did not pick up the camera for a while. Not only was it important to heal in private, but also there were elements of my life that I was not comfortable sharing. And I was afraid that if I did, number one, I wasn't emotionally ready, which is good. We should be aware, and it's okay to heal in private, but also simultaneously, there's elements of shame of how do I show up outside of the identity that I had created for myself. And I'm so grateful that I have done the work to bring myself out of that space and, number one, not really care what people think. Number two, unravel my own ideologies that just weren't true or are no longer true, and finding the gift in that instead of feeling shameful and locked in by it. And I hope that we can all do the same. So that's day one. And I thought I was only gonna need 9 minutes. 3 minutes, but we're here at like 10 minutes. So yay me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Who knows what I'll look like? Please don't expect me to look cute. This is what I look like most days I was working. So, but hey, maybe some of these days I'll have on some makeup and my hair will be fly. I've been thinking about braiding my hair, so we'll see. All right, my tip of the day is to do the thing. Just start in a way that allows you to be authentic. Perfection is an excuse. It's just procrastination. So, all right, love you, bye.